Hi, I'm Paul Begley. North Korea did it again. North Korea did it again. Strikes again. And then refuses to own up to the responsibility and then wants to lie about it. And now North Korea wants to threaten war. They want to threaten war against South Korea when what is, South Korea again continues to over historically taking these cheap shots from the North Korean government. North Korea is communist. South Korea is a democracy. North Korea is in poverty. The dictatorship of little Il Kim, as he continues to the little pot-belly, I like to call him that, the little pot-belly leader, as he parades around oppressing his people, refusing to give them freedom of speech. They have no freedom of speech, no freedom of religion, no freedom of expression. They cannot stand up for themselves under total tyrancy. They're under a total tyranny, total dictatorship, communist regime, to the likes that you would compare it to Joseph Stalin or Lenin. There is absolutely, they are awful. Now let me just get right to the point here. North Korea, back in March the 26th of this year, March 26, 2010, North Korea fired a torpedo and sunk a 1,200-pound, 1,200-ton battleship, war battleship of South Korea's. And when they did, 46 sailors from the South Korean midshipmen died, but 58 sailors were rescued. Now this took place, happened on March 26, 2010. North Korea immediately denied it, but South Korea went ahead and pulled together an international team of civilian and military investigators, and they, without question, confirmed today that North Korea's submarine fired a homing torpedo and hit the battleship, killing 46 South Korean sailors and sinking the ship. Once this report was announced just not long ago today, South Korea immediately denied it. Total denial. Matter of fact, North Korea. North Korea totally denied it. And the North Korean colonel, naval spokesman colonel, said, no way, we didn't do it, and we refuse to accept responsibility for it, and we are not going to be held responsible. And here's what he said. The North Korean naval spokesman, Colonel Park In-ho, told the APN television news media, he warned that if any move or sanctions to strike North Korea would be for retaliation or punishment upon the North Korean government, this would be met with severe force, and said that it would be answered with an all-out war. Quote, all-out war. So, okay, well, we're supposed to take that information and we're supposed to be scared of the North Korean communist regime, and we're supposed to be nervous and bite our nails. But it's time that we stick a boot and put it right on the throat of the North Korean government. I mean, how many times are they going to shoot these nuclear tests and missiles in the waters, and we're going to condemn them, and the White House is going to condemn them? And I'm not going to blame Barack Obama, because we can go all the way back to George Bush. We can go back a whole lot further than that. Matter of fact, let's just take a look at the history of what's went on. This is what's went on since the war ended in 1953, the Korean War. 1953, we're talking about what, 57 years ago the war ended? And my uncle, Dan Begley, fought in the Korean War and was a machine gunist in the war. But the war ended in 1953. Since then, this is what North Korea has done in cheap attacks on South Korea. In 1967, North Korea sank a naval ship, no reason, killing 39 South Korean sailors. In January of 1968, North Korea 31 of their commandos stormed the presidential Blue House. We have what's called the White House, but in South Korea they have what's called the presidential Blue House. 39 North Korean commandos stormed that presidential facility in an assassination attempt on President Park Chunghee. They failed in their attempt, but 7 South Koreans died. And then in December of 1969, North Korea hijacked a South Korean plane. In August, that took several months of negotiation before that finally came to an end. In August of 1974, there was another assassination attempt on Park Chunghee, but this assassination attempt failed. It was carried out by a lone North Korean agent who tried to shoot and assassinate him. But he did assassinate and kill the president's wife. Then in 1983, in October of 1983, the South Korean president Chung Do-han escaped barely from a bombing that killed 21 people, done again by the North Koreans. They even claim responsibility for that one. Then in November of 1987, North Korea placed a bomb in a South Korean jetliner, killing all 115 passengers on board. 2 North Korean spies were later found and admitted to the bombing. June 1999, both the North Koreans fired upon the South Koreans in what's called the Yellow Sea, which is the border, they're in the sea, in a disputed water area. They fired on one another. This happened again in June of 2002 when North Korea sunk another small South Korean boat, killing 6 sailors. And then in November of 2009, South Korea kills has one of their ships fired on again in the Yellow Sea by North Korea. And this time, though, South Korea was able to kill one of the North Korean sailors. Okay, so the war is supposed to be over. So here we are again today we got North Korea saying, okay, so you guys, if you're going to try to hold us responsible for what we did to you back in March of this year, March 2010, March 26, 2010, North Korea sank a warship just off the coast of South Korea, in South Korea waters. And 46 sailors died, 58 were rescued. And now, and after a complete independent international team of investigators, both civilian and military investigators, they have found that a North Korean submarine fired a homing torpedo, they have all the evidence, sinking the ship and killing 46 South Korean sailors. North Korea says, okay, if you retaliate on us, or if you try to punish us, or you try to hold us responsible for this, it will be an all-out war. So how do you like that? Drink that with your coffee this morning while we have our boys in harm's way in Iraq trying to finish out a war that's been going on with Al-Qaeda since the 2001 9/11 episode, in which almost 3,000 Americans died at the hands of Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. And oh yeah, by the way, that we continue to build up our troops in Afghanistan. They're in the city of Kandahar as we prepare for what's called the surge, and try to eliminate and strike a blow to the head of the Taliban. And if that ain't enough problems, we've got the Polish. I'm still asking the question, how did the Polish airplane crash? Who did that on the 70th anniversary of the slaughter of 22,000? Again, did Russia kill the president of Poland? That's a question. And where does China fit in? Because all the ammunition and all of the guns that's in Afghanistan and Iraq are China made or Russian made. Again, communist, 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 communist. How many times we got to keep talking about it? Oh, Begley, the communists, the Cold War ended in 1989 with the fall of the Berlin Wall. Yeah, right. Well, you tell that to South Korea. You tell that to the people that are under the tyranny of Fidel Castro in Cuba. Let the people in China know that.